Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. I got COVID-19. I'm not doing that ever again. Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So it's my birthday, or at the very least I don't know when this video is gonna come out, but so of course this video is gonna be a little bit special, a little bit different. I even have like my brand new mic on. This is just a testing phase. I'm not even sure if this mic is gonna work. Anyway, let's try this. Maybe this mic might actually give me better audio. So your feedback is pretty much appreciated. Just because I got COVID on my birthday doesn't stop me from having fun. Ta-da! I got myself some local authors, some stuff from local authors, language books, some hardcovers on sale. These ones, even though I made a review on these, but I didn't have the physical copy. There's a specific reason why I decided to buy this, but that's a topic for another video. Comics. Oh my! Sorry. It's a mess when COVID brain is still with you. I even have one novel that's gonna come in the mail, so can't wait. If you saw the thumbnail, we're gonna do something a little bit different today. We're gonna talk about book covers. If you've been like watching some of my previous bookstore vlog, you know that one of my favorite things to do in a bookstore is to go to a Malay novel section and roast the shit out of book covers. We're gonna focus on Malay novel book section. Exactly. I want to explain that when I say Malay novels, I meant commercial Malay novels that are published by these big publishers like Alaf 21, Penulisan to You, Kaki Novel, is this even still a thing? Those and a lot. They have a specific section in every bookstore you can always sell, because there's always a group of books, one shelf filled with terribly photoshopped and cringe-inducing covers. So I went online, I went on Goodreads, I checked the Malay novel shelves, and I found some pretty bad things. Actually, not many of the covers managed to impress me, but generally speaking, when it comes to Malay novel book covers, they're really, pardon my French, they're really shit. Fascinating to look at. Definitely does not give me a sore eye. People keep saying like, don't judge a book by its cover. That is wrong actually. Covers are important. The graphic designers that put their heart and soul in the design of that book cover is responsible for if your book is going to eventually get picked up by your prospective reader. Also extremely important that you have a concept in mind to assist the designers. You need to explain to them what your story is about. Are there anything noteworthy that you want them to highlight on the cover? Maybe some of you are going to say, oh, I'm not a graphic designer, so who am I to tell you whether this is shit or not? If you're going to say that, let me ask you this question. Do you need to have a culinary degree for you to tell if food is shit or not? Just because you put poop on a sundae cone and then add sprinkles does not turn it into ice cream. It's still poop with sprinkles on a sundae cone. I know that's a bit of a rough imagery. Let's call this spade a spade. If it's badly designed, it's badly designed. I will also be providing some context when it comes to these books, because some of these books, I know the story personally. So I'm going to start with one of the popular books in the past. I'm not sure when, but this book, Tuduhan Kasih by Marisa, was adapted into a very, very popular Malay drama. It was one of those dramas that people legitimately like. I haven't read the book, but I know about the story, I know about the drama, and I would say that the drama itself is actually quite legit. The issue with this cover is that it's too bright. It doesn't match the tone of the book, the tone of the story at all. And it also highlights another issue with the graphic designer that works on these book covers, is that they take things very literally. So Tuduhan Kasih actually tells the story of a woman who was abandoned by her husband, and at that time she was pregnant with their child. After she was abandoned, she met this guy, Tuan Ihsan, which ended up making Adiputra like one of the most hottest actor at that time. It's still a story about a woman trying to find her strength and move on from the people who have wronged her, finding strength in raising her son, and a man who finds beauty in motherhood. Finally, when she finds Tuan Hisan who loves her for who she is. I wouldn't call this book sunny or funny or like a romantic comedy in any way. While it is still like has the hallmarks of all the cliche trope, but it is still a very meaningful story. With the beach and the sunniness, it looks as if like tells the story of a woman finding love on her holidays or something. This is not that book. One thing, the title Teduhan Kasih. Teduhan means shelter and Kasih means affection. So the graphic designer takes the title a little bit too literally that I really felt pissed off. It's like, oh, the title Teduhan Kasih, let me just make an umbrella and then like a starfish that will take shelter in the umbrella. So basically what they're trying to say is that the umbrella is Tuan Ihsan and the starfish is our girl. I'd rather if they use stock photos in this one. Stock photos of, say, a man and a woman in a rain with umbrellas. If you make it look darker a little bit or maybe bluish kind of thing, I think that would actually work. I mean, it won't be the best because I'm not a graphic designer. I'm pretty sure like a better designer would come up with a better concept, but this is not it. Even more cringe inducing is that they actually have the audacity to put the clouds in a heart shape. It's as if like it's not clear enough first that this is a love story. This one. Another major problem in Malay novels is that they often use white people in the covers.
Why?
As if we're lacking good-looking people in Malaysia. We're already so lacking on representation internationally. Seriously, who is this dude? And not only that, what is that font? Why is it so shit? What is that color? Not only, like, you know what, ignore the title. The title is cringe-inducing already. Sometimes make me realize why I don't read that much Malay novels. Not only that you just take some random stock photo, you probably barely Photoshop any of them, and then this cover is so lazy. Look at the font. Look at the font that was used. Look at the font on the title. Look at the font and the name of the author. So what is this? It's like the author Photoshopped it herself, and she has absolutely zero skills. Girl, I know that you're out of the budget, but you know that Canva actually has a template that you can use? They're actually pretty good, those templates. Sure, like you might end up with similar covers to someone else, but it is still better than this. This looks like zero effort. Even if you have no money to invest in a graphic designer, please go to Canva. You can do it for free there, right? But if you want better covers, of course you can subscribe to Premium, but please don't do this. Play with fonts, play with colors, have a specific theme. Don't use white people poop on a sundae cone with sprinkles. So if you don't know, this is actually this novel was adapted into a very famous drama this year that I actually talked about in one of my previous videos. Please check out that video, by the way. This was adapted into Melur Untuk Firdaus. It was highly popular this year, a few months ago, and I actually sort of enjoyed the drama despite its issue. My Rude Wife. It's rainbow shit. If you want to put a lot of colors in your cover, there's a way to do it. This is not it. Seriously, the font that you use, why is it so childish? What is up with the background? Maybe because I haven't read the novel, because I only watched the drama, but seriously, what is this? Can you find, at least if you want to Photoshop a stock person, can you find someone better? Can you at least make her pose better? What is up with, why is that even, are you just seriously using Times New Roman font for your author name? And in that ugly blue color that is so terrible against that rainbow vomit background? Oh, finally, something good.
Finally, some good food.
So this is a cover, Yang Terindah by Anis Ayuni. I haven't read this novel, but I have seen this novel so many times. This is somewhat of a classic, and especially since Anis Ayuni is one of the popular author, I like this cover. Now this novel was published back in 2003. I think that for its time, this is actually a pretty good cover. It's minimalist. You see the contrast between this cover and My Rude Wife cover? There's a specific theme to this. Well, the font might seem outdated, but it is a product of its time after all. It's 2003, so of course. See, if a designer in 2003 can make a cover this good, I can't see any excuse for designers now not to be able to make better book covers, considering how much Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator have improved. Yo, what is this? This is worse than My Rude Wife. It's vomit. It's rainbow vomit. There's no excuse. This cover's utter shit. Oh my god, what is this? What is this, Pride Month? Sayangku sampai ke bintang. If you want to go literal with this cover, you could have just shown a picture of the night sky with sparkling stars. That is much simpler, and that minimalist approach would have worked. This makes your book cover looks absolutely cheap. And what is that absolutely long blurb? So you're having this lines from these two characters on your cover, and you didn't even want to bother separate them. Like, you have this tree in the middle. Why aren't you splitting these, the line for Raisha on the left and the line for Hasif on the right? Why aren't you doing that? Why are you separating in the title, but you're not separating these two?
They obviously need to be separated.
A pair of white people. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is that Tyler Hoechlin? I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Here's my heckling impression.
It looks like him though. I'm actually a fan of this portrait style kind of thing. It might not actually be like a legitimate portrait, but the fact that they use AI to do this, I'd say, okay. I'm actually a fan of the color consistency. I'm giving them points. The brown, the grays, and the whites, they actually look good. Sir, yours. If I saw this, I would actually try to pick it up and read the synopsis, but I might actually regurgitate myself in the process because of cringe. Oh no. Now this is personal, guys. There's a little bit of explaining to do with this cover. This is a cover for a novel that was adapted to a TV series of the same name. The series was also quite popular, if I'm not mistaken. I did not follow the series 100%, but I know what it's about, like, basically speaking. Aside from the fact that this looks like a recipe book rather than a novel, that's not an issue though. I mean, if you want to make your novel looks like a recipe book cover, maybe your characters are chefs or something, that would actually be really cool. But that's not the case in this book. Let me give you a little bit of context with the title. So the title is actually a Malay idiom that is written as pantun seloka. It's like a type of Malay poetry. It's like how people make jokes back in the day. The full saying is actually pinggan tak retak, nasi tak dingin. Kalau kau tak nak, aku tak ingin. You see how it rhymes. So it's basically a way to say that, oh, you don't like me? You think I like you? No. So it's basically just a funny way of saying that back in the day. I actually appreciate the fact that the author used this old-fashioned saying. I think that it is an art that needs to be preserved. However, this is about book covers. Designers, they take these titles very literally. They literally put a plate with rice, a heart-shaped rice. Because pinggan tak retak, nasi tak dingin. And then, like, when the rice is heart-shaped, like, there's a crack showing that a broken heart.
You're not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
The designer does not even try to understand what the story is about and maybe have some other elements in the cover. It's just literally, oh, there's plates and there's rice. My job is done. You take a beautiful Malay idiom and then you just take it literally at face value. Why even bother photoshopping? Just have your author take a picture of rice on a plate and then just stamp the title with the most generic font you can find. This is a cover of Tujuh Hari Mencintaiku by Siti Rosmiza. So Siti Rosmiza, I think if you remembered one of my later Kinokuniya videos, is that she is the queen of tears. I wouldn't call her novel great. She obviously caters to an audience, and I have to respect her for it. But the thing about this cover is that it doesn't make any sense. I haven't read the novel. I've only watched the drama it was adapted on, and I don't understand how the stock image of a house is relevant to the story. Siti Rosmiza, you have a lot of money now. I mean, you have a production company, you have your own publication. I'm pretty sure you can afford to hire better designers. This book was under your publication. Please improve. This cover is actually quite decent.
Oh my god! Wow!
So this was also adapted into a drama. I don't remember what year. I think it was about around 2 to 3 years ago. Was it just 2 years ago? I don't remember. But anyway, I watched the drama briefly. I actually like this one because if anything, the only thing I did not like about this cover is that stupid bee that's there. I don't know why it has to be there. It's just distracting. Anyway, I like the background of the kampongs. I like the fact that, it's like the sky is purple. I think it almost feels anime-like. I like the font that's being used. It feels very soft without being too unclear. Well, I think the rainbow is a bit... You know what? The rainbow is fine. I don't have any issue. This cover is simple, straight to the point, but at the same time, it doesn't shove everything to your throat. What?
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing right now? That's Dr. Mike. That's Dr. Mike! Please. I get it. I get it that you want a cute guy on your cover, but please. I dated him in my dreams. Stop doing this. Oh my god. That's... Let me just be objective here. I like that there's not too much color in here. You have a specific color theme, but Dr. Mike?
No.
Leave Dr. Mike out of this blasphemy, okay? You think I'm stupid? That's Daniel Henney. With the generic font and the generic color. More rainbow vomit. Seriously, what is this? Rainbow vomit. Rainbow vomit. Rainbow vomit again. Why does this cover looks like a kid's book? Oh my god. I watched this drama. And I like this drama. The cover is shit. What is that green? Are you sure that they have like a legit person doing the designing? I won't even comment how shit this is. This is another thing that is extremely personal. This book has the same case of Tuduhan Kasih, where the cover just looks so bright and happy when the story is not. Biar Aku Jadi Penunggu. It's a story about a girl who's essentially being scammed by the male lead. You see, the male lead has a girlfriend, and that he wants to go to study overseas with the girlfriend. But the parents like, if you want to go study overseas, you're gonna have to get married. Even though I find that extremely illogical, because he's a guy, and as a Muslim guy, he can always marry more than one. So there's really no point for you to like make him marry someone else in Malaysia, leave his wife in Malaysia, because he can always get married to someone else overseas. So yeah, the lack of logic aside, I like the story. It's a bit different than a lot of the cliche Malay novels or the cliche Malay dramas that I've watched. Personally speaking, in real life, I would have just told the female lead to like get a divorce. But this is a Malay drama after all, so yeah, you won't get that. This cover is shit. What is the traffic light for? Does it represent for you to wait? The yellow light on so that you should wait? What is with all the butterfly? Why is it looking so sunny when the story itself is filled with a lot of angst? The two leads, they fight a lot. There's a lot of misunderstandings going on in this book, and it's about them finding their way to each other, and it's about him realizing his mistakes. Another rainbow vomit. I see someone take inspiration from My Rude Wife, I see. Oh! Or it is a rainbow vomit, but it's a rainbow vomit done right. This cover is gorgeous. Whoever the designer is, I think you did a great job. It looks anime-like. It feels like a painting. I think this is a good cover. Whoa. Is this allowed? Is this allowed, Mr. Hot
Daddy?
Is this supposed to be cute? I'm so depressed looking at this cover. Looking at the font, looking at the color, looking at that dead-eye stare of this white stock photo dude. Okay. Oh my god. This is also another example on how graphic designers, despite their job, can have absolutely zero imagination, and that the author does not even provide any notes. Mr. and Mrs. Sweet. So what does the graphic designer do? Use stock photos of a bunch of candy. If that's not lazy, I don't know what is. Oh no. It's a badly photoshopped girl against a what seems like a Japanese, Korean background. Wait a minute, let me just check the synopsis for a while. Ah, so this is a pandering story, huh? Okay. Look at that font. That's not right. The title is supposed to be bigger. You know, if you're gonna do a bad Photoshop job, at the very least, don't make it too obvious. Oh, seriously. Another thing about these designers is that they can be so lazy that they just straight up rip off the cover from an existing movie or an existing book. Like this. I don't know if any of you noticed, but this is a straight rip-off from Cinderella, the live action. Basically, they just flip the poster, change the dress from blue to red, and then just slightly Photoshop the hair, the facial features whatsoever. I am baffled by their lack of effort and lack of imagination. It's like they're not even trying. Yo. I don't care how much you're trying to cover it up. That's Twilight. That's Edward. That's Robert Pattinson over there. Who are you trying to fool? Who are you trying to scam?
But you did this for what? Why not? Why? Why not? Why though?
But you don't actually have to show a face of a vampire, you know? You can take the minimalist approach. Just a drop of blood on a bowl. Make the whole cover red. And then make the text white on red. More eye-catching. And it certainly at least makes your book looks less cheap. Based on the synopsis, this book sounded like it's gonna be something of a romantic comedy / slice of life. Why does the cover looks like an unalive yourself prevention pamphlet, like something that you see on a poster of a counseling group? Everything contradicts. You have this cutesy, fun font, you know, you got pink, and then you have the stock photo of this girl that looks like could be a poster for like DA or SA or VA kind of thing. Who approves these covers? I want to know. And write it, stranger like you. Bro, is this even allowed? Is this halal certified? This looks like something out of like an erotica cover, just so you know. Okay, so I think that's enough looking at shitty book covers. Before I conclude this video, I would like to look at nice book covers because I'm this close to regurgitating myself out of cringe. Jodohku Jejak Jelita by Alicia Kirana. I absolutely adore this. I think that the designer did a great job with this one.
Miracle!
It's simple. The thing that I like about this cover is how the designer utilized the person's shawl as it wraps around this the title, And the title, I love this font. I mean, it's a kind of a handwriting font, but in a less neat way. So it has this quirky feel to it. And I love the against the white background. It doesn't overdo it. At least it doesn't try to assault you with all 7 colors of this spectrum. So, I would like to rest myself. I feel like I'm getting COVID again just by looking at these covers. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.